Okay. Welcome to the Pop Guys. So I've been watching a lot more podcasts now. More specifically, I've been watching the Morning Toast, like a lot, and I've realized that this microphone needs to be in the center. Also, when I listen back to the content I'm giving you guys, I realize I'm really not speaking into this microphone, and I really need to be. So, we're speaking into it now. Also, yes, I am wearing. Maybe that's why podcasts. Also, I've been listening to Dear Media as well. And now I'm realizing maybe that's why they film from the side, because this blocks your whole face. Thankfully, I don't mind it. But we're going to have to come up with a different filming situation after this podcast, because I need the stand so I can talk with my hands. But also, like, I can't. Like, this is the perfect height and everything. Maybe I should film from up above. Don't they do that for, like, radio shows? They film from up above. Howard Stern does that, I believe. Papa Stern. I believe he does that. I'm not sure. But maybe if I talk from here. No, that's just awkward. But it's, like, in the perfect location right here. So we're going to have to figure out how to do that. But once again, it's a one-woman show, so not everything gets done when we want it to get done, because she has other responsibilities. Cheers to that. Also, if you're Orthodox, happy Easter. I am having a little celebration today to celebrate it, and so happy Easter. Also, so today's topic is daddy issues. And if you know me, you know that there's a lot of daddy issues for me. There are a lot of daddy issues because technically I have 3 dads in a sense. And I have a feeling this is going to be more than one episode, but I have 3 dads. And I talk to none of them. And when I say none, I mean none. So I was adopted. When I was born, I had a legal dad and a biological dad. I had a legal dad because my mom was married to someone who was not my biological dad when I was born. So I had the legal dad and my biological dad, who I get my genes from. And supposedly I get my dark skin from, because supposedly my mom was light skin and my dad had dark skin. And you know the Putnams, or whatever that square is where you figure out the different genes a baby could have, but there's only like 4 that can come out because it's PP and then large P, little p. Yeah, basically I got my dad's dark genes. And I think his tallness. But nothing else. Anywho, so I had those 2 dads, and then I had the dad that raised me, who is yeah. So I started out my life with daddy issues. And there's no way about it. Ugh, I'm gonna have to change that for I have a photo shoot on Tuesday. And I went and got a pedicure last Saturday. And the shoes I'm wearing messed up, like, the big toe. But luckily I did white coloring. So I have white nail polish. And we can just touch that up for the photo shoot. But anywho, oh, that means I'm gonna have to shave. Anywho, back to, sorry, this is bad. Let me just pause. Okay. So, 3 dads. The legal dad I could care less about because it wasn't his fault. But hold on. Let's back it up while we were talking about this. This is the epitome of my daddy issues and why I don't trust guys. And I have a hard time treating them in a nice way because I literally came into this world with 2 dads and neither of them did their job. First of all, I shouldn't have had come into this world with 2 dads because that really starts with mommy issues. But mommy issues is way a whole nother episode. So, yes, at the end of the day, it was my mom's fault that we're all in this predicament. But even though it was her fault, they're 2 grown men with children of their own, and they should know that you cannot abandon a little girl because girls look up to their dads as the first man that they interact with. And let me tell y'all, honestly, I was daddy's little princess for a good, we'll give it 10 years, because that 10 years he had to go away, and after when he came back it was a whole nother situation. I mean, it was bad before he left, but it got really bad afterwards, and we just never saw eye to eye after that. And it's like I lost my best friend and someone who I saw as someone who was going to protect me my whole life, and it turned out that, you know, he didn't see that was his job. And I realize I have to keep talking, but this is kind of hard to talk about now because I'm talking about it, and as I'm talking about it, I'm realizing all these things, and I guess that's why we have therapy. But my dad definitely treated me like a princess. Whatever I want, I got it. Whatever I wanted, I got. He would. I am so sorry. That's disgusting. But you know, he would make me laugh whenever my mom made me cry. We would literally just sit and eat food and watch basketball. He wasn't that into football, but there was football on Sundays. We would also watch Fox 5 News, and that's how I want to remember my dad. That is not how I remember that man, but that is how I wish one day I can remember him and just erase the 12, 14 years after that. But he definitely treated me like a princess, which is why it may be why I'm high maintenance, but that's also my mother, because that woman is high maintenance. Oh my gosh, I definitely followed in her footsteps for that. So I am a bit high maintenance, just a tad. But here's the thing, I'm high maintenance, but I make sure I can provide the high maintenance I need for myself. It's not like I'm putting it on other people to facilitate my high maintenance. It's Mariah will facilitate her own high maintenance, but she will let you know she's high maintenance. That's it. But yeah, the 3 fathers that I had, one of them, the legal dad, it's fine. I get it. You were not planning on having another child. This child also doesn't have any of your DNA, and from what I heard, you're from Guyana, so I feel like there's also that cultural thing of, if they are not biologically mine, why would I care about taking care of them? They're not going to bring all my genes. But then again, I don't know how much of the culture was important to you. I don't know, because once again, never met you. Now, my biological dad, I understand you had a family of your own. You had kids of your own. And I understand that supposedly you loved my mother. And I want to say that if you loved her, you could have loved me. And from what I hear, also, once again, I don't know if this is true, but from what I've read, you could have taken care of me, but then that would put your wife in an awkward position. But then I would have siblings that maybe I looked like some way. And even though I love my little brother, you know, he knows me to the heavens and back, but I do love my little brother. But you know, you taught me yet again, no matter if your blood, it doesn't matter if you're blood, basically. If you're going to hurt a man's ego, if you're going to make a man look worse and make it public that he's not that great of a person, then he could care less. He could care less. And that sucks. That you taught me that at such a young age, but you did. Now, for the man in charge, as he likes to call himself, even though we all know my mother was in charge, but it's okay. For the man in charge, my dad. He's the guy who raised me. He's the guy who taught me good from bad, even though he did it indirectly, but he did teach me good from bad. He did teach me that money is important. I'm going to take another sip because he taught me money was important to him. To him. Not to the world, but to him. And sadly, he didn't teach me how to manage money, but then again, he was managing money the best way himself. But so maybe it's a good thing he didn't teach me how to manage money, but still. Didn't teach me how to manage money. But he did teach me that, you know, a dad is supposed to be the biggest defender for his daughter. Is supposed to be there. Especially when they get their heart broken repeatedly by the same dude and then falls right back into it. But is supposed to be there for their daughter when, you know, SA happens and other incidences, because they want them there, but they're not there. So then the woman just becomes stronger. I'm really going off on a lot of tangents here. And I'm drinking a terrible margarita. But dads, I guess you each taught me a great lesson, and I think I have to go a little more into dad number 3. Because that's a little bit of a longer episode, and I think he deserves his own episode. But to dad number 1 and 2, all I have to say is, you know, you started off my life teaching me that men are very selfish, and men care more about their egos than and hiding the mistakes they made and not facing them. And you taught me that love is hard to find, especially if it can't even come from the people it's supposed to come from. So you taught me that right when I was born. I came into this world under all of that, and I've learned it. And so I guess thank you. That's it. Okay, let's see if I can get this up. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh.